Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'll talk about daylight savings. Spring marks many changes: warmer weather, longer days, and for many people around the world, the beginning of daylight saving time. In the United States, however, there is a growing push to do away with this particular rite of spring. A bipartisan group of lawmakers in the US Congress has once again introduced a bill to make daylight saving time permanent, known as the Sunshine Protection Act. The bill shocked the country when it was passed in the Senate in 2022. The idea behind the clock shift, often incorrectly called daylight savings time, is to maximize sunlight in the northern hemisphere. But people have long argued over the benefits of the time shift. Some point to studies showing that it can harm your health, while others argue the extra hours of daylight allow people to get outdoors in the evening. It even happened a few days ago, on March 12th at 2 o'clock a.m. Daylight saving times ends at 2 o'clock a.m., local time on the first Sunday in November, when clocks fall back by 1 hour and observers gain an hour of sleep. Seasonal shifts in the length of daylight comes from Earth's off-kilter rotation. Our planet turns its axis at a relatively constant 23.4 degrees angle relative to the path around the sun. Summertime marks the northern hemisphere's time to shine. It leans toward the sun, causing longer and warmer days. Meanwhile, the southern hemisphere is plunged into the short days of winter as it tilts away from the sun. Many credit Benjamin Franklin for daylight saving time, thanks to a possible letter. If they were to rise with the sun, Franklin wrote, the city would save an immense sum from the candles burned in the dark evening hours. Others credit the idea to George Hudson, an entomologist from New Zealand, who in 1895 suggested 2-hour shift to allow for more post-work bug hunting. It wasn't until resources became scarce during World War I that Germany decided to go ahead with such a plan, implementing the first daylight saving time in 1916 to maximize resource use during sunlit hours. The United States soon followed, with the country's first seasonal time shift taking place in 1916. Not everyone is on the clock-changing frenzy. In the US, 19 states have passed legislation or resolutions to adopt permanent daylight saving time, but these laws would only go into effect if the US Congress passed its Sunshine Protection Act. Meanwhile, a handful of states and territories already opted out of daylight saving time entirely, including Hawaii and Arizona. Globally, the popularity of changing clocks varies as well. Europe's participation, however, soon may change. In 2019, the European Union voted to end the mandatory time shift, which previously spanned March and October. For many reasons, the change seems meddlesome, resulting in missed meetings and sleepy citizens. There may be even more severe effects. Some studies identified an increase in heart attacks that coincides with springing forward and a slight decrease when falling back. Other studies suggest the time change could be linked to an increase in fatal car accidents, though the effect is small relative to the total number of crashes each year. Still, other concerns include impacts on the immune system due to the inevitable sleep loss. Many studies have questioned whether there has ever been energy savings at all. A 2008 study from the US Department of Energy suggested that in the United States, an extra 4 weeks of daylight saving time saved about 0.5% in total electricity a day, but others conclude the situation is largely a wash. The later sunlit hours do often reduce energy use during this time, but they also spur more intense use of air conditioning in the evening or greater energy demands to light up the dark mornings. These days, arguments in favor of daylight saving time generally center on the boost of time shift gives to evening activities. People tend to go outside when it's light after work, playing sports, going for walks, taking kids to the playground, rather than sitting on the couch. But in many places, the time shift is very unpopular. Europe's pending move away from the annual change stemmed from a survey that revealed roughly 80% of some 4.6 million respondents were against daylight saving time. For now, however, if you live in a region that shifts the clock twice a year, be wary of its side effects. That's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.